Welcome. Today I'll show you how you can enable and set up your portable hotspot on the Android 13. Now for this specific process I'm going to be using Google Pixel 6 Pro, but the process is relatively the same between all the other brands. So to get started you will need to pull down your notifications. Now on the Pixel it is just accessible on either side, but some manufacturers decided to split it into two sections, which is the stupidest thing ever. So you want to make sure you then pulling it from the right side instead, because let me quickly just whip out my phone, which has this stupidity. So as you can see, I have a Huawei and I access the notifications from right side. Notifications are on the left side. I access the toggles on the right side. There's no way to change it, and that's kind of how it works here. So like I said, some phones will have it a little bit differently, so make sure to accommodate for that. Anyway, once you have your toggles visible, you can extend them by just pulling down once again and locate the hotspot toggle. So there is a couple pages, so if you can't see it on first one, just look on the second one. For some reason, here on the Pixel, it is disabled by default. As you can see, it's turned off. To add a toggle, if it's not accessible, you can tap on this pencil. Every phone will have it, just in a different location. Sometimes it's at the bottom, sometimes at the top. And from here, just find the toggle you want, hold it, and then drag it over to the top, drop it, and when you go back, you can now access it. Anyway, once you see it in here, first time around you will want to hold it, and this will work on every phone. Where you hold it, it will take you to the settings, and you want to most likely start off by selecting the hotspot password. Usually, or not usually, but all the time, it is randomly generated gibberish of letters and the numbers. So what I recommend doing is just removing this one. As you can see, it's not necessarily the easiest thing to write down, though at least Google here decided to be a little bit more graceful and use only lowercase letters, which is not the case for most of the phones, where they just give you also capital ones, lower ones, and numbers, which is just an absolute mess. But still, I recommend in any case removing this one and setting up your own password that you will easily remember. Now, I'm gonna just set up a really simple one, just with numbers. And it does need to have 8 characters in length. If it doesn't, you won't be able to save it, as you can see. And that's really the only thing that I would recommend changing. You could also change things like the hotspot name if you want to. By default, it's always going to be the device's name. So here it's Pixel and just a model number. And additional settings, which don't always appear on all the different devices, is the turn off hotspot automatically. It's a really nice feature to have enabled, just because hotspot consumes more battery, and on certain phones it will also use the Wi-Fi antennas to broadcast. So when you enable hotspot, you don't have Wi-Fi and you're strictly running off of mobile network. So this will ensure that once you're done using it, it will start a countdown when it's inactive, and 5 or 10 minutes later it automatically turns it off. If you have this setting, I do recommend turning it on or keeping it on. If you don't, then you will need to remember to turn off your hotspot. Anyway, once you're done setting it up, you can close this and then simply find the toggle, tap on it. As you can see, it's turning on, and now it's on. And you can now connect to your Wi-Fi, or hotspot more precisely. And like I mentioned before, if your phone didn't have that automatic turn off, you will need to remember to turn it off. So again, find your toggle, tap on it again, and this will turn it off. So with that being said, if you found this very helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.